How's it going, everyone? Nick the Gardener. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to anyone who watched the last video. It's an hour long. I just got completely carried away. I'm really sorry about that. Also, sorry about there's a bit of a football match just going on just over there. But I've got a load of jobs to do today at the allotment. The first job was to get a load of wood chip for the, well, mainly for the greenhouse at home, little pathway and that. So I've just done a bit of tidying up. There's a bit of a mess down here, but got two 40-litre bags, and yeah, there's a few red wrigglers in there as well, which is pretty good. So I'm just going to stick that in the van, and that's the first job done. Yeah, just generally coming up today to do a bit of maintenance if I've got time. I've got a fridge freezer arriving today at 2:30, so I've got to get back for that. I'm going to terminate this rye today in here. Rye is quite difficult to terminate apparently, but what I'm going to do is just get a knife and just sort of cut it under here, if you can see, just here, cut it under there where that, all them stems are coming out, all them leaves, sorry, and then yeah, I'm probably either going to collect it as I go and then sprinkle it all back on top as a little, you know, bit of organic matter before I cover it all with compost. There's another little hole there for the mole or the vole. I was going to grow my single seed potatoes on here, but now Elaine at Allotment Joy is doing the pumpkin challenge. This might be my pumpkin bed, so I might start it off here and grow it along, and then maybe down the edge of one of these beds or something. I've got no idea yet really, because they grow wherever they want to really, don't they, if you don't keep an eye on them. But yeah, so I plan to terminate all this today, cover it with some compost from in here. I've got some bags of straw, rabbit poo, sawdust, etc. So as I'm digging this out, if I'm finding any sort of anaerobic bits, what I'm emptying into here, I'll mix it through with some sawdust and stuff. Strawberries, what I did, they've got some more green shoots coming on them. It's all right, they've got some more bits dyed on them as well. We haven't had a lot of rain since I did it, and I've not been over here that much, so I'll have to give this a bit of a watering today. I need to harvest the worm castings out of here and then refill that up with some, you know, partly finished compost. I need to take the leaves off here, put some chicken pellets and bloodfish and bone and stuff like that just to revitalise the soil in there. And same as for these two potato beds here, which I call them the cauldrons for Frankenstein. I need to dig out whatever compost is left in here and take that home with me. So this is compost what I made last year. I mean, I plopped it in here last year also, kind of sieved it roughly through a thick sieve just to get most of the biggest sticks out and stuff, and then just left it in here. It's been in here maturing for about 6 months, so that's half decent stuff. And I just need to take that home so I've got something for the well, to pot stuff on with and sow more seedlings. My leaf mould is in this bin here, and I should probably dig this out from the bottom because it's probably better at the bottom. So, oh god, my nose is starting to run now. Let's have a little look in there. Hopefully it won't fall out. But yeah, that looks pretty good stuff. You can see little burrows there of worms and what have you, little creatures in there. But yeah, I'll have to dig a bit of that out today, take that home with me, and that's going to be for potting on seeds and stuff as well. We've got quite a lot to do today. I'd best crack on, hadn't I? Oh, garlic in here looks like it's doing all right. It's all coming up now. The garlic in this bed doing pretty good. I think that's for hardneck. It's not come up, well, it came up around about Christmas time, I think, but it's looking a bit greener than the softneck, so I might have to give that a little bit of a feed. Daffodil bent, snapped over. The crocuses are pretty much gone over now. I've got a new daffodil out here, look. Pretty little daff. Let's see if I can get through this assault course of wire and poles and stuff. Rhubarb's coming through now. Got some little primroses and some pulmonaria. I really like the colours of pulmonaria. Get that little twig out of the way. So they look really nice, don't they? A few more daffs coming through. Oh, there's a little blue. In fact, what's this down here? There's a little purple primrose, Primula. Well, these are Primula vulgaris, I should imagine. We've got a little blue anemone down here. Oh God, I'm going to end up standing on stuff, breaking everything. A little blue anemone coming through there. So yeah, I mean, pretty much neglected this bed, but hopefully sort it out this year. Got a little bit of breesia coming through there. Things are springing to life, aren't they? Even the little plum trees coming to life. And the apple tree, little step over apple tree. This is a russet, I think. Yeah, so anyway, stop gibbering on because I don't want this video to be an hour long as well. Better crack on. Oh, I've still got these carrots to harvest in here as well, actually. So I need to do some carrots for Jimmy's giant carrot grow along. And what I intend to do for that is, oh, hang on, the little drain pipe that's over there, hopefully I can insert it into this bin here in the middle, maybe top it up with some leaf mould and homemade compost and stuff. Got a little bit of weed there, look. I think that's hairy bittercress, I think. Let me get that out, don't want that seeding everywhere. That can just go in my compost. Well, not in there because I'm going to use that, aren't I? That's the wrong word. I can go in there. Right, anyway, better crack on. It's bloody freezing, I need to get warmed up. Okay, first things first then. Ugh. I can get this fucking cane out. Right, now, if I can get that cane out. Easy. Right, now this is where I want to try and get some of these loose wood chips out of the way so I don't mix it up with the compost. Always a red wriggler there, that's a good sign. Right, we'll put that there actually. Right, yeah, so I just want to get a load of this compost, like I say. Ooh. Any twigs I see, I'm just going to take out. Right, one more little one. There's quite a few red wrigglers in here, it's not surprising. Fucking cold out here, so they're going to be in there when it's nice and warm, or at least warmer. Right, don't want to get too much in there, make them too heavy to bloody lift. That's right, isn't it? Okay. So maybe another 2 or 3 of them, perfect. Okay, so I managed to get 4 real nice looking bags of compost there. Probably 4 of the best bags of compost you can get. Real mixture of diversity of materials, all been finished by red wrigglers. Probably got a bit of fungi in there, I should imagine, because it's been on wood chips as well. So next job, I've got a couple of jobs ticked off the list. Let's get some leaf mould out of this bin. Okay, same again. It looks like I've got some bulbs or something coming there, maybe a bit of a raspberry cane from there possibly. Right, hopefully those little tunnels aren't ants. I really don't want ants in my leaf mould. So that's one good thing, you know, if you're going to harvest your homemade stuff, do it before the ants get in there. It can be a bit of a problem. I don't know if I'll be able to harvest it from here. I might have to get in from the top after all. Right. Not looking, yeah, a foot down and below would be better, but there's still quite a lot of bits that are not broken down. I'll close this back up, I'll do it from the top I think. It's a bit less messy that way as well. Okay, plan B. Looks like there's a little bit of stone and stuff in there as well. So in trouble with collecting leaf mould. Like, you can collect a load of other crap up with the leaves. So the leaves on the top here, there's still a few which haven't broken down and that, but it looks like a lot better. When at the bottom, it's probably going to be easier to dig out. Sorry if I'm moving around too quick, but yeah, that looks pretty nice stuff. So if I can get, say, 2 or 3 bags of this, I've got a couple of bins at home, you see, which I can fill up, and it means I can store it there, and it's still going to sit and carry on maturing while it's in those bins as well, before I get to use it. But I should imagine I'll probably be using it all this year. Like I say, I've got to use it this year. There's no point keeping it, because basically I've got another load of leaves just here which are breaking down, which will go back into this bin as well at some point. Oh, don't spill it. But yeah, I'll bring you back when I've done this. Okay, I've still got like half a Dalek left of leaf mould, which is pretty good. So I've got 3 beautiful containers filled with leaf mould. Obviously needs a good sifting, still quite a lot of leaf litter in there, hasn't broken down. Some little seedlings. But leaf mould is awesome, really light, fluffy. It's not got much nutrients in, but it's full of minerals. It's just like basically adding a load of rock dust to your soil. But it's also like worm food as well. Worms would love to eat through that and turn it into worm castings. So it kind of is a bit of a fertiliser as well. It's all bacteria, microbes and fungi. Fungi would be in there because it's not got hot. It's been real slow composted, and it's like full of lignin and cellulose, which is what the fungi is breaking down. So that should be quite low pH as well, really. And mixed with the homemade compost. Sorry, the leaf mould's been worm finished as well. The compost has been worm finished. Just needs a good sieving. Now what I need to do is get the remains of the worm castings from here. Just need to remove the excess leaves and stuff off the top. But I think it's about half full of worm poop still, so just going to remove that and empty it out. Then what I'll have to do, once I start digging out the compost, I need to add all these strawberries to the compost as well, some of the dead ones what I dug out. But yeah, I need to find some compost what's not quite done, but we've got lots of worms in it, and then add a load of that back into that worm bin there. And then I'll probably have to bake some worms out in the future to put them back in there. But anyway, I'm going to empty this and get the poop out of it. Oh, the sun's coming out, beautiful. Right, a lot of these were dead strawberries actually, I'll put back in here. Definitely needs a bit of moisture in there. Oh, there are worms in there. See them wriggling around. There's probably not going to be a massive amount of worms in this worm poop. I mean, I don't know if you can see the red wriggly there. I don't want to get them in the sun for too long, bless them. But yeah, it looks like there's still quite a bit of castings in here. Just get any little straggly bits, any little worms I can see. Oh, there's a stone. Yeah, so when I originally loaded this, yeah, sorry, I don't think there's many worms in there because I haven't emptied it for ages, so it's just poop and those few leaves on the top here, which there are some worms in there. Just pop that in my shade a little bit. I probably need to get my little hand trowel into this actually. I don't want to remove this because I've just topped this up and it will probably all collapse in. I don't really want to disturb the soil too much. So I'll get my little hand trowel, get in there and start to remove the, in fact I'll give you a little look first. Okay, actually looks pretty good. Yeah, when I first started this it was with horse manure, a little bit of compost, and just leaves and stuff. So there shouldn't be like much eggshell or any other sort of seeds or anything like that in there. Well, there might be grass seeds and weed seeds in from manure and stuff, obviously, and a few tree seeds from the leaf mould, well, from these, but that looks pretty good stuff to me. So yeah, I just need to get my little trowel, empty that out, and yeah, I need my can of worms at home. I also need to empty that out. That'll be a video coming up soon, so if you're interested in watching that, please subscribe. I'm going to use my oh yeah, my garden fork. I can't really see much because of the light, but yeah, just so I don't slice up the worms. But yeah, it's quite muddy this is, so when I get home I'm going to have to pop it into a fabric container, let it dry out a bit. Okay, I've got about 15-20 litres of worm poop there, which is pretty good, really claggy, so I'm going to have to put it in a fabric container and put it in the greenhouse or something. Let it dry out a bit before I can sift it. But quite a good haul of compost, leaf mould and worm poop. Well, I'm just going to go lob that in the van and I'm going to start digging out the compost. Cool, wind's picking up. Very choppy today, very choppy. So I'm just going around tidying up. Ooh, that broccoli. Just going to go in there with some more weeds and stuff. Just been taking out some of the grasses with weed seeds on, and anything looks like it's going to set seed soon. Don't want seeds going everywhere in the blooming allotment. So yeah, just got this one more to do over here. Sorry about the rotavator. There's a bit of action going down at the allotment today. Got lots of honesty seedlings here, by the looks of it. The echinacea starting to grow. Got 2 echinaceas in there and a eryngium, sea holly that is. Some money plant, which is called honesty. Well, anyway, let's try and get. God, I'll tell you what. Oh, ow! Don't break your wrist when you're trying to chop your broccoli. Probably best to get a bigger pair of loppers than these piddly little things. Right, that's another job ticked off the list. So I've never terminated rye this way before, but apparently you get it just at where all the shoots coming out, and then you just slice it with a sharp knife like that. So you're just leaving all the roots in. So I'm just going to go through, remove all the grass. I don't want to chuck it back on the bed because I want to cover it with compost. And also, if I chuck it back on the bed, I'm not going to see what I've removed. But I can already see there's a little ladybird here, and there's some sort of little, I don't know if you can see that, it's so bright I can't see the screen that well. It's like a little caterpillar on the end of my knife. But watch out for the little ladybird, and hopefully I'm not going to slice any worms up doing this. But yeah, I'm just going to go along basically and slice all these roots just below there, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. So I'm clearing the bed. It's just taking a little bit of time, but it's got to be better than digging it over, and it's coming up quite nice and tidy. Just thought I'd show you the kohlrabi what I had here was all rotted away. Sorry, can't really see, there you go. But look, all full of red wrigglers, look. So I'll just put that back there. So yeah, got quite a few worms in the soil. That's the ryegrass all and removed. And yeah, it's a much better way than digging it out or sodarising it to try and get rid of it. A lot quicker as well. So I've left the broad beans in, and some of the vetch, the little snapdragon, and some of the clover and bits and pieces like that. So what I've got to do now is cover it with some compost. Hopefully that will kill everything else off. I'm going to try and get the broad beans to poke through the compost if I can. There's only like 3 in here by the looks of it, what have survived. But yeah, leaving all those roots in the soil, we're going to rot down and create lots of little pathways for new roots to grow in. Improve the soil texture, the structure and everything. And like I say, yeah, this is where I'm going to grow the giant pumpkin this year, if I can get my bloody words out. Right, yeah, so also I've got a big bucket of ryegrass here, which will probably get mixed in the compost in a minute. So I'm going to start emptying that one. I'm not going to bother sieving it today because I ain't got a lot of time, like I say, so I'm going to start just digging some of that out when I get some decent stuff in there and putting it on the beds. That's the bed all mulched up with some compost. It's not completely 100% finished compost. I can still see, you know, big bits of leaf and stuff in there, but that's going to be nourishing the soil, protecting it until I need to plant it up. I'll give it a good old rake over, obviously, before I plant it up and that. But yeah, just want to give a big shout out to the veg plot. I think his name's Loz. He was the one who gave me the idea about just trimming off the ryegrass rather than digging it in. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Loz, and I'll put a link in the description to Loz's channel so that you can check it out, because he's a wealth of information. He's a no digger like me, and he's into all the fungi and all that, and soil food web and looking after your soil, protecting it. He's a lot better explaining it than what I am, so go check him out. Brilliant channel. Just put a bit of polystyrene in there. So I've got down to this bit of compost in here. Like I say, it's a bit leafy. Oh, I thought I was saying it's a hazelnut, but yeah, it's getting a bit leafy now, so I don't want to put it out too much on my other bed just yet. I've just given it a little bit of a mix around, but there's quite a few worms in here. So what I'm going to do, I think I've got to a bit where the worms are really going to enjoy breaking this down into the worm bin. So I'm just going to refill the worm bin with this. I think that's going to be perfect. There's quite a few worms in there, but I will need to bait some out at some point to stick back in there, because there's not a massive population in there at the moment. So yeah, I actually got quite a bit more in there than what I thought. Out of it, I mean. Oh god, I'm making a right ball pig's ear of that up. Let's get it in there. Those bigger twigs obviously can come out. But all that can go in. I'll leave that there. And then this old stuff, what I took off earlier, that can go back in on top, I think. I will need to give that a bit of moisture, I think. So that's the next job. I'm going to water the strawberry bed because it looks a bit dry. Just want to give the strawberries a chance to root in, because I only put them in a few weeks back. Yeah, so that's the next job, get it watered, get the worm bin watered. Yeah, so it did rain last night where I am. Not 100% sure if it rained here or not. But yeah, because the strawberries are in a raised bed, and I've not got a massive root system on them just yet. Just want to give them extra helping hand if I can. So it's a bit of one of those funny days today. It's warm when the sun's out, but when that sun goes in and the wind picks up, oh, it's freezing. Give more a good soak. Right, I'm running out of time here. I haven't had time to put compost on the potato bed now. Right, it's coming up to 1:30. I've got 40 minutes here until I've got to leave to get back for my fridge freezer. So what I'm going to do quickly, these are raised potato beds for Frankenstein this year. If I'm going to try and beat Robert and everyone else, and Mags, Terry King, Duncan, I think I'm going to nix allotments in it. But basically, all this soil what's in here needs revitalising. So it's had leaves on it all winter to help add minerals to it and just protect the soil from the harsh elements. Actually looks not too bad. There's a few little stones and stuff on it. But just get all this bigger detritus off, all these bigger bits. Yeah, and it looks like a nice surface really. So what I've got, I'm going to put a bit more blood, fish and bone in it. And this is like, I think it's 556 NPK. That's nice balanced fertiliser. I'm just going to give it a couple of handfuls. And this is just to help the microbes and the bacteria and everything start to get to work, break this down. So by the time I'm going to put Frankenstein and all these little Franken spuds or whatever they're called, there's going to be some nutrients in here which is already ready to go for it. So one thing I haven't used in the past couple of years is chicken poo pellets. And I think Mags has got, well, I know Mags has got chickens, and I think she's got quails as well. But she obviously uses homemade chicken poo compost and all that. And when I used to have my chickens, when I used to grow stuff in that compost, it was, you know, the best crops I'd ever grown. So I think chicken poo is going to be definitely added to this mix this year. So yeah, 3 handfuls of chicken poo, I think. When I say handfuls, it's like whatever I can get out of the bag. So I'm going to add that. Next thing is a bit of organic potato fertiliser. And once again, it's just to nourish the soil a bit. I'm not going to give it too much. 3 handfuls or 3 little sprinklings. Secret ingredient for last year was yellow sulphur. Well, I put biochar and everything in here. So we're going to add a load of yellow sulphur. That's going to help keep the pH low, help green up the leaves and stuff. And if you watched my video a few weeks back on bone char, here it is. So I'm going to sprinkle a bit of that in here. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'm not going to add a massive amount of this, because I want to save some for other stuff. Well, for the little baby Frankensteins, when I get them, once they start growing. Yeah, I'll add a bit of that to them. Right, I'm just going to give that a little fork in. Okay. Show you what it looks like. But yeah, I'm just going to give that lightly work into the soil. What I might do as well before I plant the potatoes, I'm not going to do it today, but I will do, is put a couple of shovelfuls of leaf mould in here and maybe some fresh homemade compost. But I just need to grab my little trowel. Yeah, so I'm just going to give that a little bit of a light working in. And the rain will help percolate it down through, and the worms also what are in it will help it to break these big bits of sulphur up. Yeah, I mean there's nowhere near enough nutrients in here for this amount of compost what's in here, so obviously this is just a starter for it, if shall we say. Yeah, I also don't really want to disturb this soil too much really, because it's almost like a no-dig bed now. Well, the last time it was dug obviously was in October, when I harvested the last year's potatoes. Right, okay, that looks a little bit dry to me. So what I'm going to do, I'll add a bit of my J-Down fertiliser to it as well, just to help, you know, the party get started. And I'll pop these leaves and everything back on top as well. Yeah, so this has got all my super soil in, it's got seaweed liquid in it. I'll just give it a real good stir. Oh, look at the colour of that, beautiful. Oh, yeah, it doesn't actually smell at all. It's got comfrey liquid in it, bindweed roots, grass clippings, everything. And it's, oh, look at that, it's all starting to bubble up a bit. Yeah, a couple of them in here. And that should really start to get it going, re-nourishing that soil. So I'm going to do the next two, those ones over there as well, and then that's about it I think for today. So yeah, like I say, just a bit of bone char. I've already put chicken manure pellets in there. Got to put a little bit of bloodfish and bone in, and potato fertiliser. And I've got a little helper now. Meadow's just come from drama class.
Hello.
To give me a hand. Yeah, right, basically there were so many leaves in this one, there must have been about a foot deep worth of leaves. So there's loads of worms in here, and it looks like there's quite a few worms in it as well. I'm just going to empty some of these back in here to protect it. Right, let's get the worms to get to work on that. Yeah, so there's lots of topsoil in here from underneath my compost bin from last year. There's super soil, biochar, there's loads. So I do need to perhaps sort out, you know, there's lots of different levels of compost in each one. And then chicken poo pellets. That'll do for now. Put the leaves back on here to protect it. Ouch, there's a holly leaf.
Ooh.
Right, so I'm about done for today. Just like to say thanks for watching, all the subscribers, all my new subscribers and everything. So yeah, please leave a comment, thumbs up or thumbs down, ring the bell notification. I know Meadow was going to say that, she likes to say that. And yeah, have a good weekend. Goodbye.
Bye.